I can't see the slides, so let's just assume that they're all there, and I know what I'm talking about. uh, we can go to the RTC intro slide. Sorry, the RTC is a global initiative focused on helping industrials decarbonize, right? And if you go to the member slide, you can see some of the companies that we're working with, right? And this is where the RTC gets pretty interesting. We are centered around working with these global industrials to help them figure out how to get to net zero or a science-based target or whatever else it may be, right? They are all in a position of saying, okay, we have to change the way we make stuff. What do we do? What technology do we use? In what order? Where? With whom do we work? Right? Who do we partner with? How do we pay for all this? So this is the buy side. These members are the buy side, and then they are joined by a set of solutions providers on the next slide, including Magaldi. And so we're very grateful to have Magaldi working with us and everybody else on this effort. Thermal storage is one of the very, very important industrial decarbonization technologies globally, right? This is a very important solution pathway, and our members, the buy side, is very interested in this. If you go to the next slide, you can see a thermal energy storage assessment report that we produced with the Brattle Group last year. This is a US focused report. Our work is global. This report is focused on the US and what the US market looks like for thermal storage for industrials now. If you go to the slide after that, please, you can see some of the analysis that we're doing. Right, we're looking at the total industrial emission stack and where we think thermal storage can fit and address some of those decarbonization opportunities. Excuse me. Next slide, and you'll have all these slides, and you come and find the links and download the report. Everything I'm sharing is free. Come have a look. So we did some analysis, and here are the conditions, right? So here are the natural gas prices we modeled with and without a carbon price, co-location, right? Standalone scenarios. The ultimate finding here, and I think this will come as no surprise to everyone in the room, thermal batteries, heat batteries, can be cost competitive with fossil gas right now. Absolutely right this very minute. The key really is some of the market issues. It's not a question of how much the technology costs. It's a market question. So if you go one more slide, right, this is the key barriers. This is where we're focusing our efforts, right? Because these are the issues we looked at and that really popped to our attention, right? So technology, not a problem. We need some more experience deploying these things. Everyone's working on that, right? Customer awareness, we are building customer awareness within the RTC. They're interested in this technology. There are some policy barriers. This is a relatively new technology for policy makers, but the economics work, right? It's not an economic barrier issue. Really, where we have some challenges in the US and Europe is, as usual in some ways, ahead of us here. It's about rate structures and it's about access to wholesale power markets, right? And again, this is undoubtedly no surprise to anyone there. If a customer can access renewable electricity, carbon-free electricity, either through wholesale markets or through pricing structures that reflect the actual cost of generation, thermal batteries are virtually a slam dunk. There are places in the US where that's possible, and there are places right now where that's not possible. So those really are the places where we're doing more work. It's not about the technology. The technology is great. We just have to have to make some adjustments in some of the market structures to create the enabling conditions for this technology to do all the things it does. This is my next to last slide here, right? What we're working on. We continue to talk with our members and with the buy side. We had a couple of sessions on thermal storage at our recent summit here in Washington D.C. and really appreciate Humberto for making the trip to be with us for those couple of days, share his expertise. There's some policy barriers. We have done some work to make sure that thermal batteries are included in IRA and in some of the incentive structures there. And there are rate reforms. It's really a question of rate reforms and wholesale market access. The good news is it's not a technology barrier, right? Rate reforms, market access, that's just policy. That can be hard, but it's just policy. It's not a question of physics or thermodynamics. So this is a very exciting technology area for the RTC. We're expecting huge growth in deployments. We're already starting to see a pretty massive jump in the number of thermal storage pilots and other projects that members and solutions providers are working on, and we think it's just going to continue to steepen. So that is a whirlwind tour of the RTC, and thank you very much. I know I went very quickly, but it's a very exciting time for thermal storage.